If you're experiencing leaking in your top loading Avalon water cooler, please follow the steps in this video. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be showing you on the A1 TL water cooler and our A10 TL water cooler. The steps in this portion of the video will go over the A1 and A2 water cooler on how to correct that leaking. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the bottle support. To remove the bottle support on these two models, you're going to grab the back portion of the bottle support and pull it up firmly. And turn that over. Once the bottle support is removed and turned upside down, we're going to look at the sealing ring around the outer portion of the bottle support. So right here we have this out of place. We're going to go ahead and push this back into place, right underneath these little notches and the little channel meant for that sealing ring. Then we're going to look at this silicone air valve or aerator here on the bottle support. If this is out of place, this will cause leaking as well. So this can come out like this. Now, if yours is out of place, you can easily put this back into place. You have this little tiny notch inside there, and that's gonna lock into this little hole here. So we're gonna go ahead and rest it on there, and then you're gonna just take your finger and push down, and you'll hear it lock into place. And then just give it a little pull, and it shouldn't come off. After removing the bottle support and checking the seals and the aerator on there, we're gonna go ahead and check the internal seal in the cold tank. Now, you may be able to see that inside the tank if it has come out of place, but more than likely you will not be able to, and you'll need to open up the water cooler to find that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the top two screws. So we have this one right over here and this one right here. So I'm gonna remove those screws. Okay, and we're just gonna put those to the side so we don't lose them. Okay, now we're gonna lift up the top of the water cooler. It's gonna feel a little stuck when you're lifting it, but just lift it up a little bit more. Okay, you feel it, it's gonna be stuck. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of force. And one more time. Okay, don't be scared when that happens, okay? That's how it's supposed to. So we have the sealing ring here on this opening. So you can actually see it's actually out of place here. So it's not sitting in the channel correctly. It's kind of similar to the bottle support and having that channel. So we're gonna make sure that that seal is in place, okay? And then we're gonna check everywhere else around this seal. So sometimes you can see where the seal has been a little pinched. So you can actually just run your finger along here to help lift that, and then we'll allow the seal to sit on there nicely and prevent any leaking. Okay, once we've checked that, we just check to make sure everything else is fine. And we're gonna go ahead and put the top of the water cooler back on. So we're gonna take this, there's a little tiny lip right here. We're gonna put it underneath the front of the water cooler. We're gonna tuck these wires in here. You just have a few of them. And we're gonna line up the water cooler back into place. If you're having trouble putting the top of the water cooler back on, just check right here. You have this little metal panel. You're gonna push it back behind this piece right here and give it a good push. Then we're gonna look inside. It may not be lining up correctly, so I like to give the tank a little bit of push, and that will help to pushing it down completely. Now there's still a little bit of a ridge right here that's showing. I like to just give the back of the cooler a little bit of a smack, and that helps lock everything back into place. Once you have the top of the cooler back down, you're gonna go ahead and put the screws back into place and tighten them to lock it in. Great. Now we're gonna grab the bottle support that we already checked the seal on, and we're gonna place that. Now the way to place it back onto the water cooler is with the flat portion towards the back of the water cooler. So we're gonna line that up here and then give it a good press all the way around until there is no more gap around the top of the unit. This portion of the video is going to go over leaking on all other Avalon water cooler top loading units. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the bottle support on these units. These bottle supports lock into place. So we're going to twist it out of place and lift it up. Now notice on the underside of this bottle support, there is no sealing ring around the opening of the bottle support, okay? That is supposed to be that way because that's to help lock it in place. So we're gonna go ahead and put this bottle support to the side, and now we're gonna open up the water cooler. These steps for the A10 unit that we're showing on is gonna be similar to the A1 and A2 that we showed prior. Now you may be able to see the internal sealing ring inside the tank, but more than likely you will not be able to see it if it's out of place. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open up the unit by removing the 2 screws on the back. Okay, now I'm gonna put those to the side so we don't lose them. And then we're gonna open up the top of the water cooler. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a pull and it'll pop out of place. Now there's not gonna be any wires holding this one in place, so that's all right. Now we're gonna take a look at that sealing ring around the opening where the bottle support would normally sit inside of. Now you can actually see the sealing ring is out of place. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that this is in place, sitting in the channel for the sealing ring that we have. I want to turn it all the way around, ensuring that there is no seals out of place and there is no pinching or damage to this sealing ring. Okay, so now that we've checked everything here on this sealing ring and everything looks good, we're going to go ahead and put this back into place. So once again, we're going to put this little ridge, similar to the A1 and the A2, underneath the front panel to kind of lock it in and push it down. Okay, that should lock into place. Now we're going to take the 2 screws and put those back in as well. Once you have the screws back into place and locked in for the top portion of the water cooler, we're gonna go ahead and put the bottle support back in. Now there's these little locking pieces you can see here on the inside of the area here and around the bottle support. So we're gonna line these up. You might need to just feel it out until it locks in. And then you're gonna twist it, make sure that this bottle support is locked into place or you will have a continuous leaking happening. So just give it a good twist. If it's out of place, push it back down and make sure it's locked in. If after following these steps, you're gonna go ahead and add the water bottle to the top of your water coolers, and then you're gonna check for any type of leaking from still occurring. Now, if the leaking is still happening, go ahead and reach out to our customer support team and call us at 1-800-256-0695 or email us at support@avalonh2o.com.